Morning, folks. Today is Thursday, January 26th. Thought we'd take a minute here and give you kind of a midwinter update as far as what we're doing here at the Plattsmouth branch. So, as typical of what we talk about in winter months, talk a lot about seed size. Soybean seed size is really big this year. And big seed size is a product of the production fields that had obviously more rain than we did last year. A lot of the seed is coming in around 26 to 2,800 seeds per pound. So as you're preparing your planter, as you're kind of doing some maintenance work, keep that in mind that soybean seed size is going to be big. Corn on the other side is kind of what it always is. Depends upon grade, whether it's rounds or flats. Rounds are usually a little heavier. And if you haven't already informed us of your wishes with that, please contact us at your convenience if you want a specific grade size. We will start staging seed here in the next few weeks, and you may get a call from us if you're able to take some of that into your own shed. So that's kind of what's going on here in the seed building a little bit. A couple other things to follow up from last year. So you've probably already seen in the Midwest Messenger, you'll likely see in the Progressive Farmer here in the next week or so, some of the National Corn Grower Association winners for the National Corn Grower Contest from last year. We had one in our area. Marvin and Glenn Wiles placed third in the no-till, strip-till category for Nebraska. With DeKalb 6465, it came in at 313 bushels and 0.04 bushels per acre. As you look at those things, it's very easy to get swept away saying, well, you know what, this brand did really, really well. And DeKalb's no different than other brands as far as how well they do in these contests. And if you look at some of the winners and what they've used, we're using a lot of the same hybrids that we do here in southeast Nebraska, such as 6270, 7027, 5982, 6465. So you can plant these things with confidence in that they're very genetically superior and they have the ability to perform at a high level. So a couple other things. As always, we have a spring meeting. Our spring meeting date is Wednesday, March 8th. We'll be out at the Expo building at the Cass County Fairgrounds as always. We'll start with registration at 8:30. Program begins at 9. This year, kind of like what we've been talking about here on email through these winter months, the dry weather continues. So we've kind of got a dry weather theme. So we've asked Dan Nannon with Cass County FSA to come in and talk with us regarding the current changes in government programs. I've got some folks from Farm Credit Services going to come in and talk to you about dry weather / insurance options. With the commodity prices the way they are, the dry weather outlook the way it is, you might have a question or two or maybe a thought in changing how you insure your crop. We'll follow that with Dylan Mangle, who's university plant pathologist. He's a new one. He's got statewide responsibilities. He's going to visit with us specifically on corn tar spot, kind of a new pathogen here in the state. It's been around for a long, long time. It's just new here. So he'll go over some of the biology, the scouting, and the thresholds to look at if you're considering a treatment. Justin McMecken, entomology up from the ARDC, will visit with us regarding his current gall midge research status, what he has found, what could work, what might be entertained as a treatment process. We'll also have an industry rep update like we always do, where we'll go around the room. Each one of our industry representatives that we work with will give you an update on new products, new programs for 2023. We'll have lunch, and then we will follow up and finish up with Jeff Peterson with Heartland Farm Partners that will give us a grain market update. So you'll likely see a hard invitation in the mail here in the next couple of weeks, but just as a heads up, Wednesday, March 8th, 8:30 in the morning out at the Cass County Fairgrounds, we'll have that program. All right, finish up with what our outlook is for 2023 on plot work. So a couple things. One is we will be one of about 5 locations here in Nebraska with Bayer Smart Corn. You've probably seen, read, heard about Smart Corn. Smart Corn is basically hybrids that are shorter. How much shorter is kind of dependent upon which hybrid we're talking about. but short corn meant to minimize the impact of high winds and green snap. The real question with all of these innovations is, will it still put it in the bin? And I'll always say that traits and new innovations are fantastic things. We want to look at them, see if they'll yield in our area, see if they'll mechanically work in our area with terraces and that type of thing. So we'll have that within our plot work this year, along with the normal things of a plant population in corn. We're going to do some starter fertilizer work again, probably one application in that first week of April, maybe one in the middle of May, something of that sort, kind of an early and late. Combine that with the fungicide, use some of our soil recs and software from those soil recs to build those recommendations as far as when and how you apply your fertilizer. Might be a little bit different this year as far as how much moisture you're going to have to activate a lot of those complete fertilizers from a starter. We'll also have our normal hybrid screens in both corn and soybeans, and we're angling for 12 to 15 sites out of this branch for both corn and soybeans. So look for that. That's really about it as far as what's going on here. If you have any other further needs surrounding questions with seed and that type of thing, please feel free to contact us. Like us on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you soon.